So why don't we start with the most unique part about you? Tell us the most unique part about you.
So the most unique part everybody thinks is I save snakes. I moved to Florida September 2019, Northwest Florida, the Pensacola, Destin area. And I saw a guy on the community pages, and he was saving these snakes, these cottonmouths and rattlesnakes and all these venomous snakes. And I was like just amazed. He would put, a snippet of why and the education and why we need them, why they're important. Well, he was in the Air Force and he was getting stationed in Japan in 6 months. We became friends. He is the one who told me about the dive shop where I was 36 at the time, that I went and got my scuba license at, tore my ACL on the day of certification. I did get my scuba certification, but I also tore my ACL, so had to wait to 9 months to get back in the water. So during that time, he was leaving to go to Japan in January 2021, and I just took over. I said, who's going to save the snakes now that you're gone? And he said, I don't have anybody. So I took over and started. I went to Jacksonville twice to the Rattlesnake Conservancy, which is also a wonderful organization. They're a nonprofit, and their tick is Save the Buzztails. And I went twice, did their level 1 and level 2.
My own personal one is run from the buzztails. Avoid the buzztails.
We are going to save the buzztails, and I'll give you a little bit of a snippet why. Okay.
Real quick, though, first, how much snake handling had you done prior to all this? Were you always a snake person, or?
No.
It sounds like this is like the beginning, and then you just took it over.
Yes, and I took it over,
okay.
And so they make you take a 6-hour class, 8-hour class, and a test on the first day. Second day is snake handling day, and when I tell you, I had more anxiety than getting my teeth done. When I heard that rattle of the rattlesnake in that box, and it was just a going, but they were all so awesome.
Oh my gosh.
And the rattlesnake's name was Cupcake, by the way. The cottonmouth, they had just relocated 2 weeks prior that I worked with off of a construction site. So these were wild snakes. They weren't captive snakes that had been tamed or anything like that. They were wild. And so then I went back 3 months later, got the level 2, and then I came back. That was in May of 2021. And in June, I just started doing it and saving snakes. And the cottonmouths are the ones that have the biggest myths, that they'll chase you and they'll climb in your boat and fall out of trees just to bite you. And, they're all myths. And the cottonmouths are doofy. And when they try to get away, watching them squirm to slither is hilarious. But the first eastern diamondback rattlesnake that I ever relocated, that one, it was about 4 foot long and about as thick as the end of a baseball bat or bigger. And once I got it out of the bushes, got it in the butt, struck at me twice. I had my snake boots and my hooks. But when I put it in the bucket, I was very calm with the homeowners. They had a dog barking at the door, and they were snapping pictures. And once I got that snake in my car and I sat behind my steering wheel, my hands were shaking. Like the adrenaline, I guess, had just kicked in or was wearing off. I don't know. But so that's how I started saving snakes. And then I would post on all of the Facebook groups and with education on why we need them, because one full-grown adult eastern diamondback rattlesnake can eat up to 200 rodents, rabbits, things that carry ticks. Rodents carry disease, mice, rats, and they all have ticks, on them. That if we didn't have them, our Lyme disease.
200 rodents in what timeline?
A year.
A year.
And then that's anywhere between 2,500 to 4,500 ticks that they are also consuming by eating those 200 rodents. So we would be overrun by Lyme disease. I have 2 friends with it. One friend with alpha-gal from a tick, and it is not a fun disease, neither of them to have at all. Cognitive memory loss. Sometimes they can't get out of bed. Can't go to their kids' school functions. Alpha-gal, you cannot eat mammal. It's really weird. So if we didn't have, they all play a part in the ecosystem, even the venomous ones.